Have you ever walked past a mirror and felt like the woman staring back at you just isn't being seen anymore? Not by the world, not even by yourself. You still feel vibrant, alive, full of stories and wisdom. But somewhere along the way, fashion stopped speaking your language. Stores began selling trends that made you feel invisible or worse, like you were trying too hard to stay relevant in a world that's obsessed with youth. You used to love getting dressed. Now it feels confusing. Clothes either look too young, too tight, too loud, or they make you feel like you've given up. But what if I told you that you don't have to choose between comfort and confidence? What if summer could feel effortless again? What if at 60, 65, or even 75, you could open your closet and feel excited, not defeated? Because style doesn't retire, and neither should your presence. In this video, I'm not here to talk about fashion trends. I'm here to remind you that elegance is not about age, it's about intention. And today, we're going to uncover the 7 summer fashion mistakes that elegant women over 60 never make, and what they choose instead. Not because of rules, but because they've earned the right to feel amazing in their skin without apology. Let's begin. Let's talk about the Maxi dress. It's one of the most misunderstood pieces in summer wardrobes, especially for women over 60. The idea sounds lovely, lightweight, flowy, breezy, the kind of dress you can just slip on and go. But in reality, too many Maxi dresses on the market today are doing you a great disservice. They hang shapelessly, they drag too long, and instead of making you feel graceful, they make you feel like you're drowning in fabric. You deserve better than that. A dress shouldn't make you disappear. It should celebrate who you are, and that includes your shape. No, I'm not talking about being body conscious in a way that's uncomfortable or restrictive. I'm talking about honoring your silhouette's soft curves, graceful posture, your natural waistline. I once worked with a client named Marianne. She was 68, a retired educator, and one of the warmest, wittiest women I've ever met. She came to me saying, "I hate summer dresses. They make me feel like a tent." And when I looked at what she had in her wardrobe, it made sense. Every piece was oversized, loose, and heavy. Nothing fit her shoulders. Nothing defined her waist, and none of it reflected her lively spirit. So, we made a few changes. We introduced wrap dresses with soft structure pieces that hugged without squeezing. We found designs with subtle ruching near the bust to give shape, flutter sleeves that added elegance, and hems that showed just a hint of ankle for movement. Suddenly, she looked taller, lighter, and most importantly, she smiled when she looked in the mirror. That's the power of proportion. Instead of defaulting to a dress that hides everything, look for styles that have intention. Seek out defined waistlines or dresses with soft pleating, darts, or even a simple fabric belt. Necklines matter too. A V-neck or square neckline can elongate the torso and draw the eye upward, toward your face. And if you're petite, be especially cautious of overwhelming lengths and patterns. Choose dresses that stop just above the ankle or even mid-calf. Lightweight fabrics are beautiful, but they need to be balanced with structure. Look for cotton linen blends or knits that drape rather than collapse. Because elegance doesn't mean more fabric, it means better shape. And once you find the right cut, a maxi dress can go from frumpy to fabulous in seconds. There's a common misconception that showing more skin equals looking younger, but in reality, the opposite is often true. Wearing ultra-short shorts after 60 doesn't automatically make you look playful or youthful. In fact, it can unintentionally send the message that you're chasing something that doesn't fit anymore, and I say that with all the love in the world. Elegance is never about showing everything. It's about showing just enough with intention. I remember one of my clients, Lillian, telling me that she had stopped wearing shorts altogether. "They make me feel like I'm on display," she said. "Either they're too tight and too short, or they look like something my husband would wear to mow the lawn." And you know what? She wasn't wrong. The shorts aisle in most stores doesn't offer much for women who want structure, style, and confidence all in one. But the solution isn't to give up on shorts. It's to find a version that's been designed with you in mind. Let's start with length. Instead of reaching for cutoffs that barely cover the top of your thighs, look for shorts that hit mid-thigh or just above the knee. That might sound long, but with the right fit, this length can be incredibly flattering. It elongates the legs, offers coverage, and still keeps you cool. Then, consider the fabric. Stretch denim or thin cotton can cling to the wrong places and lose shape quickly. Instead, try tailored shorts made from structured materials like twill, linen blends, or high-quality cotton. These fabrics hold their shape, breathe beautifully in the heat, and add polish to your look. Bermuda shorts, for instance, are an excellent choice, especially when they're slightly tapered. Add a pressed crease, and suddenly you're not just wearing shorts, you're making a statement. You can also explore culottes or wide-leg walking shorts that move with elegance and feel like you're floating through summer. But what if you're worried about looking frumpy? Fit is everything. Look for high-waisted options that highlight your natural waist. Add a belt for structure. Choose a color that complements your wardrobe neutrals like khaki, white, navy, or soft blush tones are versatile and timeless. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, Carolyn, was 72, a watercolor artist, and loved comfort above all. She swore off shorts for years until I introduced her to a pair of high-waisted, paper bag-style linen shorts in a soft olive tone. She paired them with a tucked-in, sleeveless cotton blouse and leather sandals. She looked and felt 10 years younger, not because she showed more, but because the outfit framed her beautifully. Remember, confidence is magnetic. You don't have to bear everything to feel seen. Sometimes, the most striking look is the one that suggests, not shouts. Shorts are not off limits, but ultra short, frayed, skin-tight ones. They rarely honor the grace and strength you've earned. Choose structure. Choose shape. Choose confidence. Because when you dress like you respect yourself, the world follows your lead. Let's talk about strappy tops, the kind that look fun, breezy, maybe even a little daring. Thin straps, plunging sides, multiple cutouts, and almost always visible bra straps peeking out from somewhere they shouldn't. Now listen, I completely understand the appeal. Strappy tops feel youthful. They look light. They promise freedom on a hot summer day. But here's the problem: they often work against the very elegance we're trying to achieve. Why? Because too many straps, exposed undergarments, and revealing cuts don't just show skin, they create noise. An elegant style. It's about clarity, intention, effortless cohesion. I remember a conversation with a woman named Teresa. She was 66 and had just moved to Florida to be near her grandchildren. She said, "I want to dress for the heat, but I don't want to look like I raided my granddaughter's closet." And she had a point. Many summer tops being sold today aren't designed with real women's lives or bodies in mind. What makes this mistake so common is that women are constantly told to embrace youth by mimicking it. But that's not real confidence. That's costume. Instead of going for a spaghetti strap top that requires a strapless bra, and let's be honest, most strapless bras feel like medieval torture devices. Try choosing pieces that are designed to show off your shoulders gracefully. For example, an off-shoulder blouse with wide sleeves and a structured neckline gives the same feeling of openness without the visual chaos. Or a sleeveless silk shell top with a high neckline and subtle draping. It's cool, breathable, and has a softness that elevates everything else around it. There's also the wrap top, which flatters nearly every body type. It frames the collarbone, shapes the waist, and creates interest without ever exposing your undergarments. And if you want something more playful, consider a cap sleeve blouse with a keyhole cutout at the neckline. It's flirty but refined. It suggests confidence without screaming for attention. Let's not forget the role of fabric either. Tops made from linen cotton blends, silk knits, or structured jersey tend to hold their shape better and add an air of quiet luxury, even if they're as simple as a one-tone blouse. I always tell my clients, let your skin show with purpose, not by accident. If your bra is visible, it should be part of the design, not a styling mishap. Teresa ended up falling in love with a navy blue, wide strap tank with a square neckline. It had a built-in shelf bra, wide enough straps to cover everything, and paired beautifully with high-waisted white trousers and a woven bag. She told me later, I finally felt like myself, stylish, but not trying too hard. That's the goal. Not to be trendy, not to be 25 again, but to be unmistakably, unapologetically you at 60, 70, or beyond. Because confidence doesn't come from showing more, it comes from knowing exactly what you want to show and why. You can be wearing the most beautiful dress, a flawless shade of lipstick, your hair perfectly styled, and then you look down, and there they are. Old, flattened flip-flops, cracked soles, or sandals that have clearly seen a few too many summers. Suddenly, the entire outfit changes. The energy shifts, the polish disappears. Because here's the truth, shoes aren't just accessories, they're punctuation. And what you wear on your feet often says more about you than you realize. I once worked with a client named Beverly. She was 70, a former nurse, and told me straight up, I only wear flip-flops in the summer. I've earned the right to be comfortable. And she had a point, but here's what I told her. Comfort and elegance are not enemies. You don't have to suffer to look polished, but the wrong footwear can silently undo all the confidence you've built up top. Flip-flops, especially those made from rubber or foam, flatten your posture, shorten your silhouette, and often give the impression that you've stopped caring. That's not the message you want your feet to send. Instead, try investing in well-constructed sandals, ones that combine beauty with function. Look for leather sandals with arch support, adjustable straps or cushioned soles, styles with woven textures, metallic finishes, or ankle details can elevate an entire outfit without sacrificing comfort. Prefer something closed-toe. Espadrilles with a slight wedge can be a game changer. They offer a relaxed summer vibe, provide lift, and protect the feet without feeling heavy or enclosed. And don't underestimate the power of a simple, structured slide in a high-quality material. Something with a minimalist gold buckle, or even a slight platform, can be both modern and ageless. Let me share Beverly's story again. After some convincing, she tried on a pair of tan leather slingback sandals with a half-inch heel and cushioned footbed. She paired them with a white linen midi dress and a straw hat. When she walked across the boutique, her entire posture changed. She literally stood taller. She said, "I forgot what real shoes felt like." That's the point. When your footwear supports you physically and emotionally, you show up differently. More rooted, more present, more powerful. And yes, quality costs more upfront. But think of it this way. One beautifully made pair that lasts you all season or even multiple years is a better investment than 5 pairs that leave you feeling meh every time you slip them on. Because style isn't just what people see, it's what you feel as you walk into a room. And when your feet are grounded in confidence, your entire presence follows. So ditch the flip-flops. Your life is too full of meaning to be supported by foam and rubber. Color is powerful. It's often the first thing people notice when you walk into a room, even before the cut of your blouse or the brand of your bag. It speaks a silent language. It can say joy, peace, presence, or, unfortunately, overwhelmed. That's why one of the most common and most overlooked mistakes I see among women over 60 is wearing neon or clashing colors that completely overpower their natural beauty. Let me be clear, I am not saying color is the enemy. In fact, I think color is essential. But it has to serve you, not the other way around. I once worked with a woman named Gloria. She had just turned 65, newly retired from her law firm in Chicago, and was finally ready to explore personal style beyond black suits and beige pumps. She showed up to our first meeting wearing a hot pink tank top with lime green capris and bright orange sneakers. She smiled and said, "Do I look fun?" I smiled back and said gently, "You look loud, but I don't see you." That moment changed everything. We sat down and looked at her undertone, which was cool, with soft pink in her skin. Then we explored what colors actually made her eyes sparkle and cheekbones glow. When she swapped neon pink for raspberry and lime green for a mossy olive, something magical happened. She looked alive, clear, harmonious. It was still colorful, but no longer chaotic. Here's what I always tell my clients: your face is the star. Your clothing should support it, not compete with it. Neon shades, highlighter yellows, electric blues, acid greens. They don't reflect light well on mature skin. They tend to cast strange shadows, emphasize sallowness, and blur the elegance of your features. The same goes for harsh contrasts, like pairing bright red with cobalt, or purple with orange, unless they're balanced with strong neutrals or intentionally grounded. Instead, try working with rich, saturated colors that complement your natural palette. Jewel tones like emerald, sapphire, deep amethyst, or ruby are flattering across most mature skin tones. If you prefer lighter tones, dusty rose, lavender, sage green, or warm taupe are incredibly chic and forgiving. And prints, yes, you can still wear them. But look for prints that blend rather than scream. Choose floral or abstract designs in 2 to 3 tones max. And make sure at least one of those tones echoes your hair, skin, or eye color. This subtle repetition brings harmony without effort. Let's go back to Gloria. A month after our session, she sent me a photo from a garden party. She wore a cream blouse with a watercolor floral print in soft lavender and olive, paired with cropped white trousers and nude espadrilles. Her gray hair was swept back, and she looked luminous. She wrote, People kept asking if I went on vacation. I just smiled and said I changed my palette. That's the secret. Not to avoid color, but to master it, to let it enhance, not distract, to wear tones that make your presence stronger, not your outfit louder. Because when the colors serve you, the whole room listens. There's something so tempting about white jeans. Crisp, clean, summery. They evoke images of brunch on a sunlit patio, coastal vacations, and effortless chic. In theory, they're the perfect summer staple. But in reality, they can be one of the trickiest items to get right, especially after 60. The problem isn't the color, it's the fabric, the fit, and what happens when those two things go wrong. You see, most white jeans on the market today are made with thin, stretchy material that hugs every curve, dips into every crease, and let's be honest, often becomes see-through the moment you step into natural light. Add to that an ultra-tight fit, and suddenly, something meant to look fresh now feels restrictive, revealing, and even stressful. I once had a client named Janice. She was 62, a retired pilot, and had a beautiful athletic build. She bought a pair of trendy, skinny white jeans that, on the hanger, looked amazing. But the moment she sat down in them, she winced. "They feel like shrink wrap," she said, "and I'm afraid to bend over." And that's the real issue, isn't it? Clothes should never make you feel cautious or self-conscious. They should move with you, not fight against you. So how do you wear white jeans with elegance and ease? It starts with structure. Look for white denim that has some weight to it, a thicker cotton blend with minimal stretch. The fabric should feel like it can hold its shape even when you've worn it for hours. This extra density prevents transparency, smooths out lines, and gives you a more tailored, confident silhouette. Second, pay attention to the cut. While skinny jeans had their moment, the truth is that straight leg, wide leg, or even gently tapered cuts tend to be far more flattering, especially on mature bodies. They create vertical lines, offer room to breathe, and lend a sense of grace to every step you take. High-waisted styles are particularly effective as they define the waistline and elongate the legs. Pair them with a tucked-in blouse or a soft, flowing top that hits just at the hip. One important tip I always give: do the bend-over test. If you're in a dressing room and you bend slightly forward and suddenly feel exposed or worse, see your undergarments, it's not the right pair. Walk away. Janice eventually found her dream pair ivory denim trousers with a subtle flare, made from a heavier cotton twill. We styled them with a dusty blue linen button-down and tan leather sandals. She wore them to her grandson's graduation and said she finally felt like herself again, polished, proud, and perfectly at ease. Because when white jeans are done right, they feel like light itself, pure, clean, empowering. So don't fear white. Just be intentional. Choose quality over trend, structure over stretch, grace over tightness. Because there's nothing more elegant than a woman who can wear white and look like she's never worried about it once. There's a time and place for a playful t-shirt. A lazy Sunday, gardening, walking the dog. We all love comfort, but when oversized logo tees become the default, not the exception, they start sending a message that you may not even intend, and that message is I'm hiding. Oversized t-shirts with loud graphics or huge brand names don't just drown your shape, they drown your presence. They speak for you before you even get a chance to say a word. And often, what they're saying is either look at this brand or don't look at me. Neither of those is true elegance. You've lived long enough to know who you are. You've raised children, built careers, traveled, endured, laughed, lost, and loved. Your story deserves space not to be hidden beneath slogans, superheroes, or marketing campaigns. I remember meeting Evelyn, a 67-year-old sculptor who was wildly creative, but never wore anything that reflected that. I wear big tees because they're easy, she told me. They cover everything. I asked her gently, what if we found pieces that didn't cover you but framed you? That one sentence changed everything. We began exploring tops that offered the same ease, but with intention. Instead of cotton tees with cartoon prints, we tried linen blend blouses, boxy crop tops that hit at the waist, soft knit tunics with texture, and even a classic white button-down with the sleeves rolled up. Suddenly, Evelyn didn't feel covered. She felt seen. And that's the point. You don't need logos to be noticed. You don't need to shout with slogans. Because by 60, you've earned the right to let your confidence and your energy do the talking. So what should you look for? Solid colors or subtle prints that flatter your skin tone. Structured tees made from soft cotton or modal with just enough stretch to glide, not cling. Knits with texture ribbed, basket weave, or slub that add dimension without needing loud patterns. Necklines that frame the faceboat neck, slight V, or a classic crew. And most importantly, a fit that skims the body instead of swallowing it. Because when your clothes fit with care, you feel cared for. Evelyn once told me something I'll never forget. I used to dress to disappear. Now, I dress to remember who I am. What a powerful shift. So next time you reach for that faded logo, T-pause, ask yourself, is this really who I want to be today? And if the answer is no, know this, there are better options. Ones that still feel like you, just elevated, clear, strong. Because your story deserves more than slogans. It deserves to be told in every detail, even in what you wear on an ordinary Tuesday. So here we are. 7 simple shifts. 7 subtle, powerful changes that can transform not just how you look, but how you feel in the heat of summer. We've talked about maxi dresses that flatter instead of hide, shorts that show confidence, not confusion, tops that reveal intention, not straps, shoes that support your presence, colors that lift, not shout, jeans that embrace, not suffocate, and tops that let you speak louder than any logo. But if you take only one thing from today's conversation, let it be this. You are not invisible. Not because of what you wear, but because of who you are. Clothing is not just fabric, it's language, it's self-respect, it's identity. And at this stage of life, it should reflect everything you've learned, not erase it. There's power in knowing what works for you. There's beauty in showing up, not to impress others, but to honor yourself. And there's freedom in finally dressing for the woman you've become, not the girl you used to be. So go ahead. Open your closet with fresh eyes. Let go of the pieces that silence you. Embrace the ones that celebrate you. And remember, elegance has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with awareness. You don't need permission to glow. You don't need trends to matter. You just need to remember you've always been enough. If this video gave you clarity, inspiration, or even just a moment to breathe and say, yes, that's me, then I invite you to stay on this journey. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with a woman who needs a reminder of her power. And most of all, wear something tomorrow that makes you feel deeply, unapologetically you, because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more women like you quietly changing the room just by walking into it.